point is, if you're riding, please continue to check the screws, the bolts, the nuts, all the necessary areas like the axle nuts or the handlebars, and always inspect your bike at least on a monthly basis if you're riding regularly, if not weekly. If you take off the handlebars, make sure that they're aligned, like make sure the wheel is straight and you put this handlebar straight. Hello everybody, this is Imran Jamil once again. Over a weekend right now. Sometimes keeping up the cars and motorcycles or any type of automobile or a machine requires your attention to keep it running properly. And sometimes the issues occur out of nowhere that you are not familiar with. So it's always good to know a little bit, a thing or two about self-maintenance, because for every little thing, if you run to a dealer or dependent on somebody else to come and help you, it would really cost you a lot of money, aggravation, as well as time. So here's something that just popped up on my BMW K1600 GTL motorcycle that I never thought could occur. And I'm glad that I caught it in time. And what is it? Let me show you. I took the bike in for a service and came back, I rode it, it was fine, but then somebody else borrowed it. And when I took the bike over, here's what I noticed, which is so dangerous, and I'm glad I caught it in time. See the handlebar? One side of the handlebar. So this is a different type of handlebar for the GTL, where you have both of the ends of the handlebar attached to the mid portion, and then mid portion attaches to the actual column. This is really dangerous, and when I saw it, I was like, what happened? And he had no idea, he didn't even notice it. But here's the screw, if you can see, right here. That is so loose, and I don't know why it happened, because I've been riding it for years. It never happened. The only thing I can suspect is that somebody at the dealership might have to take it off, even though they worked on the engine and some maintenance on the gasket and everything else. Really is bothersome. So what I'm going to do here today, just show you that if you have a BMW K1600 GTL of any year, these are the types of handlebars that it comes with. There's not much space over here, and the tools I have, I don't have a tool that can directly just go here and completely tighten it up properly. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to take off this cap, and this is the bolt that needs to come out, and it's a 27 millimeter socket. So I'm going to first have to take this nut off and then take the whole bar out, tighten up the T40 screw that it has. So let's see, first things first. And this particular bolt or nut need to be really tight, because it can come loose as well over a period of time. Especially this is an issue after you put on the handlebar riser. So the handlebar risers on this one, on this particular handlebar, are also very easy, but with the same token, you have to be careful that they are two pieces that go on each side of this center piece. So having said that, let's just take it off. This has to be really tight, so make sure that the handlebar is locked on this side so you can open it, because obviously to open, I'm sure everybody knows that it's anti-clockwise. Just make sure that it's tight enough, but when you're opening it, you don't slip it. So once the nut is out, it's a 27 millimeter again, then the handlebar comes off like that. Okay, hang on. To prevent from scratching your tank, just make sure you have some protection. This one was loose, so I'm just gonna have to make sure that I don't break the wires, but this is good enough to be able to fit the socket, the T40. Now I have enough room that I can fit in the socket and try to tighten it up. Okay, so underneath this, there's one screw over here and the other one on this end. So the one on this end seems to be fine. This one came in loose. As you can see, it's almost popping out. Okay, so now it's tightened up. Make sure it's tight enough. I'll check the other one as well. fine. Check the other side as well. So now we're gonna lift this side up a little bit and check on this side. One important thing that I want to mention here is that make sure, especially if you have a BMW K1600 GTL or any bike, if you take off the handlebars, make sure that they're aligned, like make sure the wheel is straight and you put this handlebar straight because it's grooved, right? So grooves on the handlebar go in the grooves of that bolt that you have, which attaches the column. So if bolt itself is a little bit twisted and you put the handlebars straight thinking that you're doing it straight without looking at the wheel, there's a greater chance that you might be like, just like, you know, when you have the alignment out in the car, the steering wheel doesn't go straight. It's exactly the same situation over here. So camber type. Put it back, tighten up both sides, just check it. And then there's a washer. Just make sure that it sits in. And then when you are gonna tighten this one up, this nut, it'll settle it down. Just make sure you put it properly. Do not cut corners. Pay attention, and everything should be good. Make sure to go slow, straight, so that if the handlebar is not aligned or is twisted in one direction or the other, or tilted, as you're tightening it up, it's gonna start settling in. This is a very easy setup, by the way, and I really think BMW did a great job in designing this handlebar, and obviously it is extremely comfortable. So just make sure that you tighten up real good, because this is what's connecting your handlebar to the actual steering wheel. Back, it only goes one way, so there you go. It's just not about this bike. The point is, if you're riding, please continue to check the screws, the bolts, the nuts, all the necessary areas like the axle nuts or the handlebars, and always inspect your bike at least on a monthly basis if you're riding regularly, if not weekly. Before every longer ride, you need to check for sure. Tire pressure, antifreeze, whatever, if it's a liquid cooled bike, and you know, all the nuts and bolts that you can easily access. Otherwise, get it checked. In this case, I think it just came out of the dealership. Why this was missed, I don't know. But generally, they're pretty good. So have a good one. Take care. And if you like the video, please share and subscribe, as well as provide your feedback. So if you have any questions, I can answer. Thank you very much.